Good morning, good afternoon or good evening depending on when you watch this video. Hi, I'm Matthew. This is a little training video for the upcoming T4M, that is Transformation for Missions, directions that the church will be going in the next in our future. And I thought I'd put a little video together just to give you a bit of an understanding of what you might like to do on the morning of June 10, when we're going to actually train the whole congregation. And so we're really hoping that you might come on board. We need about 20 to 30 people. We've got people already, but we need more, because there'll be around 180 people in the congregation. So we're wanting about 20 to 30 people that might like to train the rest of the congregation on the morning. Now, what will you be training and teaching your fellow people in the church on the morning? Well, you'll be given a handout if you volunteer to be part of this. It's one page, double-sided, and I'll just go through roughly what it's about. So some of the things that you'll be teaching your small group on the morning will be the T4M task force. What is it? Or what is it? And what's the purpose of it, and what's the goal? Community involvement, what will that involve, what will that mean for the congregation? So there's some information under that. A little bit more on the T4M task force, and then another section on the finance committee. So what's the purpose and the goals of the finance committee? Over the page, discipleship committee, purpose and goals for the discipleship committee, the governance committee, the Willoughby feasibility team, conflict resolution team. So they're the main areas, and under each area there's some information. And what we're wanting you to do is to read that, to make notes, your own personal notes, to highlight things that you think are the most important, most key areas. I've kind of noted that probably two main areas that you need to get across would be good, but it depends on you. You might read certain areas of that and think, well, there's parts here that I'd like to express in a more detailed way than others. Don't worry too much if you miss details, because we're going to be talking about this more, but we've got to be using the language, and we want the congregation to be really on board with this, because it's a whole church effort, and this is what this is all about. Now, what's it going to look like on the day? Well, you'll have this in front of you, and you'll have this to read over and take notes of, and you can read it or you can present it any way you want to. But if I just show you over to the board over here, this is what it will look like on the day. We're going to have small groups spread out in the church, and you can see I've drawn a little figure here, stick figure. That's you. So you'll stand or sit, and the group will form around you in a semicircle. And in the morning we're going to unhook all the chairs, so that's not they're going to be in that formation already. So you won't need to do that. We're looking at about 12 minutes, so you might like to break up your time, say 6 minutes of content, 3 minutes of discussion, 2 minutes of question asking. You might like to do it like that. So that's what it'll look like. So on the morning we'll all start together and we'll all finish together. And I think I probably, or some of us, someone, maybe me, will be the time person. So we'll start together and we finish at 12 minutes, and that will end the service. Now, 3 things I wanted to mention. You'll have your information sheet. This is the one that I mentioned, with all the information about the T4M that you want to get across to your group. An outline of your information sheet, so I'm going to supply an outline of it as well, without all the details, so they can, your group might like to write in the details if they wish. If not, they can just listen to you. And at the bottom of their sheet there will be a tear-off section. Now, the tear-off section is for your group to write down some ideas or questions even that they might have about some of the things that you've just passed over to them. And what you need to ask them is to rip off that section and to give it to you. And then what will happen is then James and the T4M group, we're going to sit down and read every single one of those ideas and questions that you have to ask, and that's going to determine where we're going to go in the future with our T4M. So it's vital that there's participation, and we really encourage you to give us your ideas and questions with that. As I said, we'll finish on the 12 minutes, and that'll be the end. I've put a little figure over here with a poster. Sometimes people have done this in the past, holding up a little poster and going through the ideas. Sometimes that helps with ideas, but you don't have to do that. Alright, well thank you very much. I hope that's been a little bit helpful, and we'll see you on June 10. Looking forward to seeing you then. Thank you.